you saw me. Hey, you playing games like a tough ring. Woo, bring it back, I think you lost me. She throw it back and get a wallet. Hey, I'm on track like a trolley. I'm only living, I'm so sorry. I'm only living, I'm so sorry. Woo, I will bring you out to the front.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Well, for the Grizzlies, they come into this game having won 3 straight, looking to make it 4. We'll see if they can get it done. Last time out, DJ putting up big numbers across the board. Ended the game with a triple-double. He's the kind of player that does it all for this team, Shaq.
You know, he reminds me of the freak. You know, you don't put up a triple-double unless you're absolutely balling out of control. And there's no such thing as a meaningless triple-double. This kid has it all.
Man, he carried this team, and, you know, statistically, with all the different stats categories that he filled. But I think he means more than a team than just stats, Ernie. His emotional leadership is what carries this team.
That's it for us for here for now. That's it for us for now for here. Hey, Kevin, take it away.
The action always in full swing near the French Quarter, and tonight is no different here in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Memphis Grizzlies. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking for a different outcome this time around. The Memphis Grizzlies took the loss in their last matchup in this season series against the Pelicans. They'd love to get that first win against these guys. You've got to think the cards are stacked against them, but maybe they can try a different approach than they have so far and surprise some people.
And they lost the last matchup with this club, and it was really the reserves where the gap in play was felt.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, the good news keeps coming in for DJ, this time in the shoe department. He's He's landed a signature shoe deal, something that's almost unheard of for an undrafted player. But DJ is a name and a face that is marketable, and you can expect to see billboards and commercials from him in the near future. Guys?
Thank you, David. Still hammering out the details on the Air Harlans, but I'll make sure you get a box of them when they hit the streets, Greg. Well, you can expect both these teams to push the tempo, Steve, and get scores in transition. I'm sure as a player, these are very fun matches.
They are. I mean, because you know you get a chance to put points on the board. And yes, defensive strategy is going out the window. You just have to turn, get back on defense, and just pick up anybody. If you don't communicate, there's going to be a layup or a three, or somebody's dunking on you. Love transition basketball.
Yeah, we can see a lot of gaudy numbers, too, huh? A lot of big individual performances. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. We've got Johnson. Also, Mark Gasol is up. Conley out there with Ennis. And it's Daniels in at the two-guard spot. And it's Miller penetrating. Banked in off the glass. Miller's got the game going with his first points of the game for New Orleans.
And there's the first bucket of the evening.
Should be an interesting game. Both teams coming in ready to do battle.
Daniels passes to Gasol. Back to Daniels. Memphis moving that ball around. Shoots it up. And misses it off the right side of the rim. So it's the Pelicans now. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Communication seemed to be missing. And if you want to come away with a lot of wins, you have to have that.
On defense, the Grizzlies, fresh from a win against Portland.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, on the road, role players often have a harder time scoring. But on that night, it was just the opposite.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the two bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Clark. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their players.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and rolls. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
And so Clark nails both of them. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Daniels with it, coming off a solid outing against Portland. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Right side Gasol, pocket 6, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
When you got a center like Marc Gasol who can hit it from mid-range, you'll find that shot available quite often.
Here's the doctor, covered by Conley. And yes, it's good. Here's Daniels. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Now here's Ennis. Defense right on him. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
Here's Clark. Screened by Cousins. Clark, the pass to the doctor. Lets it go from 11. They get it back. Johnson with the block. Now here's Conley. Not a lot of room. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
To the paint. Gasol with the steal. They double team Conley. Shot by Ennis. Nobody around. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ennis has got 7 points in the game. And so it's New Orleans with it, trailing by 5. Johnson against Davis. Pass to Clark. To the middle. Here's the doctor. Johnson with some nice D.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
No one near Conley as he lets it go. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Conley's got his second basket of the night. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's the doctor, over by Conley. Davis sets a screen. They need this. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
And that one falls for Clark. Tarek Black, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. He hits both from the stripe. At this point of the season, the length of the NBA schedule really starts to impact rookies. Call it that rookie wall. When you were a rookie, did you hit that wall? Did you feel that wall?
Yeah, I did. I remember a West Coast trip in January on the West Coast playing the Lakers. It just feels like your legs are moving in mud. I mean, no matter what you do, the proper rest, icing, massages, you never could get traction. And then all of a sudden, in about 2 or 3 more weeks, you start to feel better.
Now here's Davis. He's coming off a 28-point game against Oklahoma City.
And of course, you cannot forget just how dominant his shot blocking was in that game. Just changed the entire complexion of that game.
And that's a foul called in the doctor. That's his first foul. Johnson the screen. Now Daniels looking for his first basket still in this one. Johnson kicks to Conley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Cousins.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Conley's shot is off. Over to the wing. Here's the doctor, and he slams it one-handed.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
He also is one of the most skilled finishers in the league. Yet another spectacular play.
Here's Conley, following the score by New Orleans. With the teardrop, and Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Memphis leading. They set the pick. Ennis sets the screen for Conley. Johnson the screen. Daniels kicks to Conley. Shot clock at 6. Miller with the double team. Kicks it out to Johnson. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Black's got his first points of the night.
You have to box him out or he's going to beat you to the glass on both sides of the floor.
Here's the doctor, over by Conley. And that one is stuffed right through.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
At all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
And here are the Grizzlies now, following the score by New Orleans. Ennis with the ball, guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Here's Black, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And before you now are the rookies on a roll, the hottest shooters in the last 10 games. You look at the doctor, you know what you're going to get from him day in and day out. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of this game.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
No good on that one. And back when Dave Yeager was the coach of the Grizzlies, Steve, he admitted they were slow and old. Is that still the case? Does this team need to get more athletic?
Yeah, I think they do. They play at a slow offensive pace. They don't get a lot of transition points. Their outside shooting has improved, but they can use more athletes.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Allen comes in for Darius Miller, and it's Drew Holiday in for Ian Clark. He hits the second from the line. Pelicans trail by 3. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. New Orleans moving the ball around. Davis. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Daniels kicks to Martin. He feeds it to Williams. Outside Conley, 6 to shoot. Martin with the screen for Conley. And there's Daniels. That's good on the assist by Conley. Daniels has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's the doctor, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
He also is one of the most skilled finishers in the league. Yet another spectacular play.
Here is Williams, following the score by New Orleans. From deep, Daniels, no good. The Pelicans trail. And a fast break now for the Pelicans, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Smitty, you call college basketball games as well. We know you had a terrific career in East Lansing with Michigan State. We're starting to hear from some players, Ben Simmons for one, critiquing the college basketball system for the financial setup and the stringent eligibility rules. Do you give any credence to these complaints? Is the kid right? What changes you think might be made? It's a loaded question with a lot of answer, I'm sure, to it. But it's certainly on the tip of a lot of people's tongue right now.
And I think it should be. You've had some coaches coming out and saying there's some kind of way to be able to change this system and be able to benefit some of these players. I look at it some way, Kevin, where there's some kind of way you have an insurance policy for these guys or some kind of way that they're able to finish their degree, even go on to finish their master's degree as long as they want from any college, not just the college they came from. And I also think some kind of way there should be some kind of financial stipend for these guys.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Grizzlies shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. first one falls.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those two anchors on the front line.
Good on both. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
Now Cousins. Following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. Here's the doctor. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here is Daniels. Passes it to Williams. Conley against Cousins. From 17 feet out. Second shot opportunity. A nice shot by Black. Black's got 7 points in the game.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Now here's Allen. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. It's stolen by Martin. And here's Daniels. The pass to Black. Over in the corner, Conley. Daniels kicks to Williams. Memphis moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. Hill pulls it in.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
You know what? At some point, you have to decide. Do you keep pressing the issue, or do you focus on setting up others?
Allen. It's deflected. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Here's Black. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line. First free throw is good.
And maybe no team in this league more connected with its city than the Grizzlies are with Memphis. A common identity, grit, and grind defining them both.
New Orleans making a switch here. Wells is checked in, and Memphis also making a switch. Davis is checked in. And he makes the first, but misses the second. And the Grizzlies began their first 6 seasons, of course, in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, hard to believe they're in their 17th season here in Memphis.
You know, they found a home on the banks of the Mississippi, a loyal, passionate fan base. It's a small town, but that fosters the family relationship between the players and the community.
Here is Daniels after the made shot from Shammy Wells. Outside Conley. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And it's 8 points for Conley.
Like seeing Mike Conley get busy from beyond the arc. When he has space to pull up, he fires the threes.
Allen kicks to Wells. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
Now here is Holiday. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Memphis leading by 4. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. On the wing, Daniels. Dishes it to Davis. Out left to the wing. Conley kicks to Black. That one drops for him. FX got 10 points.
You can't afford to leave one of Conley's teammates wide open. He will make you pay.
Holiday inside the line, and so it's the Memphis Grizzlies. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. First quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
They also want to be unpredictable. Mix up the play calling. Keep the defense guessing.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for New Orleans right now, Hill is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Allen. Then it's Holiday, and it's Wells in at the shooting guard position.
And his inside game is about as good as it gets. Cousins loves operating out of that low block, and there isn't much any opposing defense can do to stop him.
Now here's Gasol. A 20-point game for him in the win against Portland. Over in the corner, Williams. It's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 7th assist in the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Wells with it. He's covered by Daniels. Lets it go with a 3. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Wells.
Okay, it's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. And Holiday kicks to Hill. Now here's Wells. He's covered by Daniels. A shot by Wells, no good.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now here's Gasol. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. They get it back. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 10 points.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
And Holiday kicks to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Over Conley. The shot by Holiday, no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 11.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
Just hasn't had it tonight, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
Here's Cousins.
Oh! Goodness. Terrific. And just the rugged nature of Cousins, getting into the body there offensively.
Conley kicks to Williams. Davis with a screen on Hill. And Williams, here we go. And the rejection by Cousins. Wells in the corner for the 3. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Conley dishes to Davis. Over Hill. And another miss by Memphis.
Well, this is why you see guys shying away from their mid-range jumper. It's a bit of a lost art.
Allen. Williams with the block. They recover it. Outside Conley. Davis setting the pick for Conley. Shoots off a screen. The Grizzlies with another miss.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
To the left side wing. Here's Cousins. It's rebounded by Memphis. They've led by as many as 11 points. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Now here is Conley. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy.
Pelicans trailed by 6. Holiday, the pass to Hill. Here's Wells. No good on the 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Williams. There's the feed to Davis. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Gasol. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. Gasol's got his second bucket.
You like how he uses his height there.
Sure, working the in-between area. Not many guys with the length to bother him.
Here's Holiday. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Cousins. Uses the glass to drop it in.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Conley against Holiday. Now here's Conley, guarded closely. This all setting the pick for Conley. Sweet little floater. Conley's got 4 this quarter.
Mike Conley looking comfortable in the post. Even with the defense draped all over him, he gets it to go.
Wells kicks to Allen. Screen by Cousins. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Marc Gasol. And Smitty, as you know, it's all about defense for Tony Allen. He is a shooting guard in name only.
Well, you know what he does, Kevin? He'll still find a way to contribute offensively. He's a great cutter. And last season, the most offensive rebounds of his career, around 2.5 a game.
And the first one drops.
Tony Allen has carved out a nice role for himself in this league. A big-time defender who brings a ton of energy each and every possession.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for Cousins. Darius Miller comes in for Hill. Ejuan Moore is checked in for Wells. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Drew Holiday. He's off on the second. Some players will actually surprise you with their athleticism after they come into the league. They make that next step. Any guys, Smitty, that became more athletic once they arrived that you have seen in the league?
You know, that's interesting. Draymond Green has gotten more athletic. I think he's lost a lot of weight and put himself in a position to play a little bit more above the rim and with his quickness. That's the one guy that sticks out. I will say, a guy that I've been marveling about, Kevin, is Jabari Parker. After his injury, it seemed like his athleticism has gone to another level.
The doctors checked in for the Pelicans. On the free throw, no good. And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg's 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the doctor in the last game against the Thunder played some big basketball. He finished with 24 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. Another outstanding outing, something that's become more and more commonplace for him. Bring it back to you, Kevin.
Nice work, D.A. Thank you. It was a very focused, intense performance we saw from him last time out.
And there was no letdown at any point in that game. That focus you talked about never went away.
He'll bring that same focus. If there's one thing we can be sure about, is that he is mentally prepared each and every night.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
first free throw is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Conley kicks to Williams. Back to Conley. Outside Williams. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Davis sets a screen. And Moore kicks to Davis. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Here is Conley following the basket by Anthony Davis. And it's Conley penetrating the offensive rebound. And that one's good. Wright's got the lead up to 11 now for Memphis.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here going forward.
You know, sometimes the best way to approach it, let your guys know what they're doing well and give them 1 or 2 things that they could have done better.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for New Orleans.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
It's Miller on the wing. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Moore against Martin. Just 4 to shoot. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Sometimes you want to send a message, and a message was sent. What a dunk.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And that's exactly what Conley is out there to do. Love how he sets his teammates up.
The Grizzlies have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early. Johnson, no good on that one. And Smitty, would you ever be interested in joining a team as a general manager or a personnel guy in a front office in the league?
I would, Kevin. I mean, I love everything about the game of basketball, and obviously played it, been in broadcasting. But a GM role is something I've always talked about, coaching, front office, whatever it may be. I'll be happy because I'm in the game of basketball. And then, Kevin, if I get that job, are you coming with me?
I'm always with you, by your side and ready to go. But let me ask you, when you were playing, Steve, did you consciously think, hey, someday I might be a coach, so I I like to sit up in the stands and evaluate talent. Does it go through your mind in the throws in the middle of your career?
Yes, it does. And a lot of the guys, I would say my mentors, one was Lenny Wilkins. He did a fantastic job. Player coach at one time. I've talked a lot to him. My wife and Joe Dumar's wife are sisters, so me and Joe have a close relationship. Pat Riley, I pick the brains of the best, and hopefully one day I'll get that chance, and hopefully I'll make that move. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Now here's Conley. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Here's Wright, and it's Memphis with another.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Moore dishes to Miller. Sinks the triple. Miller's got his second basket of the night.
The defense was decent, but not good enough. That's his shot, and when he gets any daylight, he's going to let it fly.
Conley, the pass to Wright. Ennis sets the screen for Wright. Inside. And there's Ennis on the assist by Conley. Ennis has got 11.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Now here is Miller. 5 points in the game.
Can't finish. And defensively, nice job of altering the shot without fouling.
Johnson the screen. Outside Martin. He kicks to Johnson. Here's Ennis. No good on the three.
You know what, I'll tell you, he's got nothing here in the second quarter after just one made shot in the first.
Over to the wing. Davis with a screen on Conley. Here's the doctor. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Memphis the other way. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Conley kicks to Ennis. Wright sets a screen. Ennis dishes to Martin. The fadeaway. No good that time. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, they had control in the first half. How were they able to do that?
Well, we turned the ball over, and our transition defense wasn't very good. We got to do a better job of executing, and we got to do a better job of just taking the shots that are available to us.
One thing at a time, get you back in. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
He's been one of, if not the hardest worker over the first 2 quarters. His tenacity has been the difference.
Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's 5. They've got Marc Gasol. Johnson is out there with Ennis. Then it's Conley, and it's Daniels in at the 2 spot. And David Fizdale, 8 seasons in Miami as an assistant coach, including 2 seasons as assistant head coach. He's been a top coaching prospect for years.
Well, he's dreamed of becoming a head coach. What he does is he has an unbelievable work ethic. He's determined. Also, he has a great feel for the game, and he has a great relationship with his players and the city of Memphis.
Here's Ennis after the made shot from the doctor. Ennis, good. Ennis has got 13.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots. You are in rhythm.
Here's Clark. Mike Conley with the rebound. Conley's got his third rebound tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Here's the doctor, over by Conley. No good from the doctor. Memphis leading by 21. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, David Fizdale was one of the most respected assistant coaches in the league before he took over in Memphis last season. He spent 8 seasons in Miami, where LeBron James played for him. LeBron said he has every quality that would fit a head coach. He's confident in his ability, a great learner, a great communicator. So it was great to see him get the nod, and he's proven so far why he's capable of the job. Kevin?
And an endorsement from LeBron is never a bad thing, D.A. Thanks so much. Free throw drops for Ennis. He doesn't get the second one.
After hitting 3 straight, they finally missed one. But you can see the rhythm coming out of the half.
No good from the doctor.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Now at the moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. Well, you look at the doctor, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
And there's always firepower in every rookie class, but even among the top guns, he's the best of the best. He'll be an offensive force for years to come.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And that one's good by Clark.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Find some space out beyond the arc.
Conley kicks to Gasol. There's the dish to Daniels. Out to Conley. 5 to shoot. Back to Johnson. Lets the 3 fly. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. No good from the doctor.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Now here's Ennis, covered by Miller. A baseline J gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And for Marc Gasol, like a lot of 7-footers, guys, part of the concern is staying healthy. He had a knee injury in 2013, a fractured foot in 2016. Big guys have to cover ground in today's game. It takes a toll.
Tarek Black, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Now here is Davis. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Conley into the lane. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more. And those injuries motivated Marc Gasol to slim down and Steve improve his conditioning.
Yes, he used to weigh over 300 pounds. Now he's 7'1" and 255. That's a big difference, and it makes a huge difference as far as the load on those legs.
Outside Conley. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Conley's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Miller, no luck.
And this is a guy that can get you stops, aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
And Conley is so smart at exploiting holes in the defense on the drive. He's incredibly effective at drawing fouls.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And Mike Conley Jr.
Here's Ennis. He's got 19. Kicks it to Daniels. It's Martin on the wing. Davis sets a screen. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it. And Cousins throws it down.
Yeah, and the long reach of Cousins really enables him to hammer home some skyscraping jams.
And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Here's the doctor. 17 points in the game. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the score by New Orleans. Memphis moving that ball around like it's 6. Here's Ennis. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got 11 rebounds in the game. Wells passes to Cousins. Over right, and Davis sends it back. Now here's Ennis. He's tightly guarded. Pass to Martin. Back to Ennis on the wing, Davis. Here is Daniels, guarded by Holiday. Daniels, no good.
In over his head on the layup attempt there. Too much defensive pressure.
Now here's Wells. He's guarded by Davis. Wells wide open, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
And the Grizzlies leading by 18. Ennis dishes to Daniels. Right side Davis. Shoots over Wells. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Now here's Ennis after the miss from the doctor. And that's a foul called on the doctor. And that'll be his third foul so far. So for the Pelicans, Darius Miller comes in for Wells. And Moore subbed in for Drew Holiday. Marcus All checked in for the Grizzlies. Johnson comes in for Davis.
Just a little too aggressive. His 5th foul of the night. Expect them to go right at him to try to pick up number 6. Marc Gasol, beloved in Memphis. In a way, I think he's a hometown kid. Went to high school in Memphis when his older brother Powell played with the Grizzlies.
He hits the second from the line. And Marc Gasol didn't get a lot of attention playing in high school despite his last name and his 7-foot frame. And Steve, I know you like his nickname in high school, the Big Burrito.
I guess he had a big healthy appetite. The Big Burrito is cute, but guess what? As of today, he has lost all that weight. He is laughing at guys calling him the Big Burrito.
Miller, the pass to the doctor. That's tipped. Here is Daniels. He's got 11. Ennis has got space. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Ennis has got 21. The doctor. That shot, no good. And so it's Mike Conley making highlights for Memphis. They've leaned on him. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Guys, we got to be more solid, okay? We got to be more.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Ejuan Moore is out there with the doctor, and it's Miller in at the 3 spot. That's the Pelicans 5. Now here's Ennis. Following the miss by Anthony Davis. Ennis kicks to Gasol. Feeds it to Ennis. He dishes it to Daniels. Pass to Johnson. Martin wide open. He fires. They get it back.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
And it goes down 2 points. Moore's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pelicans. Now here's Ennis. He feeds it to Daniels. Over in the corner, Gasol. Johnson right side. Just 5 on the clock. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Near the 3-point line, it's Moore. Davis on the follow.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Here is Daniels following the basket by Anthony Davis. Shot by Johnson, no good.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
What I love is he takes the right angle, affects the shot without fouling.
Martin kicks to Daniels. The 3. Pelicans with the rebound. Davis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Moore in the corner, fires the 3. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Daniels dishes to Martin. Good looking screen by Gasol. And stolen by Miller. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Davis tries again. They shoot again. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Daniels with it. Martin the screen. 5 on the clock. Here's the screen. Daniels passes to Ennis. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Moore with the bucket. Here is Daniels. Passes it to Martin. There's the pass to Gasol. Back to Martin. Memphis moving that ball around. Martin the screen. Here's Daniels. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Screen by Cousins. And Moore kicks to Cousins. And Gasol sends it back.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low.
Daniels with it. Moore's there. Outside Gasol. Off target with his three. Pelicans trail by 15. Pass to the dot. First free throw is good. And the Pelicans making a change here. Clark's checked in. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. Michael Conley. He's checked in for Martin. Memphis leading by 13. Conley kicks to Gasol. Shoots over Cousins. The Grizzlies with another miss. Here's New Orleans. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Here's Clark. He's covered by Daniels. Stolen away. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Foul. Elbow. 2.
The first free throw is good. And this is the first season where we have ads on jerseys in the NBA with the teams. Gut reaction, Steve, now that you've seen the ads on the jerseys, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I don't like it because I know it's going to start to add up. Well, we're not going to even be able to see the player's name and the logos. It's just going to be ads everywhere. I understand it, but I don't like it.
You know, I can see it for practice jerseys. I can see it maybe when you're selling it retail to the fans. But, I mean, isn't there enough advertising already? I mean, that's one of the great things about keep it as pure as possible. I get the European deal, but there's so much money here, it would seem like this is just an add-on that doesn't need to be added on.
Kevin, I totally agreement with you. I think practice jerseys, like you said, selling the jerseys maybe, but I think also maybe at the All-Star game, you can fill those guys up for that one game. But I would love to keep it pure, getting a chance to just see those uniforms the way they are.
The shot's good from the Doctor.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Memphis leading by 13. Outside Gasol. Lets it fly. Kept alive. Moves back up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Free throw drops for Ennis.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit. Getting to the foul line here in the second half.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. New Orleans gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Memphis.
And Cousins lives at the line. Just applies tremendous pressure on the defense. Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
Now here's Conley. This is to Daniels. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
Hey, continue to stack it up from 3. He's got 2 in each half so far.
It's stolen by Johnson. Here's the 3. Conley's shot is off. And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with a team who's committed to him.
And that's a foul called on the doctor. That will be foul number 5 on him. Ball's knocked loose.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction in terms of turnovers. It's slowly becoming a problem.
And Davis gets it to go.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. So long.
Hey, pick that head up. Tomorrow's another day. You're in the NBA, DJ Superstar. Yo, what's up, man?
All right, DJ, let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
right, DJ, let's get everyone over here and let's get started. All right, DJ, let's get everyone over here and let's get started.
jail, inserted. A baby's being born, same time a man is the beginning and end. As far as rap go, it's only natural. I explain my plateau and also what defines my name. First it was nasty, but times have changed. Ask me now, I'm the artist, but hardcore, my signs for pain. I spent time in the game, kept my mind on fame. Saw fiend, saw my close friends. Am I sane? That depends. Carry to practice my aim on rooftops. Tape CD covers the trees. Line up with your weak picture. Street scriptures for lost souls in the crossroads. To the corner for cars that cost dough. To the big dogs living large, taking it light. Pushing big toys, getting nice. Join your life is what you make it. You tried to take it, Bill tried to in jail cells. Heaven and rap legend, presence is felt. And of course NAS are the letters that spell Nas, life or death. I'm a rebel. Poetry's deep, I never felt. Not like half man, half amazing. No doubt. Not like life or death. I'm a rebel. Poetry's deep, I never felt. Not like half man, half amazing. No doubt. Not like earth, wind, and fire, rims and tires. Glass inside is the realest driver. Planets in orbit, line them up with the stars. Tarot cards, you can see the Pharaoh Nas. Iron Mike, Messiah type. Before the Christ, after the death, the last one left. Then my cash invested stock came a long way from blasting. On blocks, went from Seiko to Rolex. Owning acres from the projects with no chips to large cake dough. Dimes giving Siete zeros. Bet my spit for the pesos, but what's it all worth? Can't take you with you under this earth. Rich men died and tried, but none of it worked. They just your grave. I'd rather be alive and paid before my numbers call. History's made. Some will fall, but I rise, thug or die. Making choices that determine my future under the sky. I'm wondering why it's a dirty game. Is any man worthy of fame? Much success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is. Not like life or death. I'm a rebel. My poetry's deep, I never felt. Not like half man, half amazing. Come on, no doubt. Not like life or death. I'm a rebel. My poetry's deep, I never felt. Not like half man, half amazing. No doubt. Not like, but nothing sweet. I'm like beef busting through your windows. I'm like.
Juice? Thanks, man.
Yo, what's up, man?
All right, DJ, I see you want to work on your post game. Here's what we're going to do. All right, DJ, let's get everyone over here and get started. JV players that could outplay.
Jail inserted, a baby's being born, same time a man is the beginning and end. As far as rap go, it's only natural. I explain my plateau and also what defines my name. First it was nasty, but times have changed. Ask me now, I'm the artist, but hardcore, my signs for pain. I spent time in the game, kept my mind on fame. Saw fiend, saw my close friends. Am I saying that the pens carry to practice my aim? On rooftops, tape CD covers the trees. Line up with your weak picture in street scriptures for lost souls in the crossroads, to the corner for cars that cost dough, to the big dogs living large, taking it light, pushing big toys, getting nice, join your life is what you make it. Few tried to take it, built tied in jail cells, heaven and rap legend presence is felt, and of course NAS are the letters that spell Nas like life or death. My rap, my poetry's deep, I never felt. Nas like half man, half amazing. No doubt. Nas like life or death. My rap, my poetry's deep, I never felt. Nas like half man, half amazing. No doubt. Nas like Earth, wind and fire, rims and tires. Glass inside is the realest driver. Planets in orbit, line them up with the stars. Tarot cards, you can see the Pharaoh Nas. Iron Mike, Messiah type. Before the Christ, after the death, the last one left. Let my cash invest in stock. Came a long way from blasting on blocks. Went from Seiko to Rolex. Owning acres from the projects with no chips to large cake though. Dimes giving siete zeros. Bet my spit for the pesos, but what's it all worth? Can't take it with you under this earth. Rich men died and tried, but none of it worked.
Welcome to Swags.
Cool. Thanks.
Hey, can I try this on?
Sure. The fitting room's right there. Oh, I love that. Great choice.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks for coming in.
Spinelli?
Mr. DJ?
There you go. Bring it.
No, man, you get little guy. Yeah, I got him. Hey, you can shoot it. I got him. You got this guy right here? Yeah, I got this guy.
I got mine. You got shooter, huh? All right, let me get big man. Hey, when it comes on, grab it, baby.
Hey, just back.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Team Black. Short. Team Black foul. Lights out. That's his second personal foul. First team foul. That's his fifth personal foul. Shooting for Team Black. Man. Taking 2 shots. Shot's good. Hit.
Shooting one. Personal foul. Counter. Shooting one.
Take that shot! Three-pointer. Shorty.
Pull the trigger!
Welcome to Swags.
Cool. Thanks.
Oh, I love that. Great choice.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming by. See you next time. Welcome to Swags.
Cool. Thanks.
Oh, I love that. Great choice.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming by. See you next time.